Hey, what's up, guys? Coming back to you guys with a video that I said that I'll be providing you guys. I mentioned that as I was making my repairs, especially because my kayak's reaching that time or that age where there's gonna be a lot of maintenance involved and just upkeep, just to keep it functioning and working properly as I go along. And and that added to me doing tournaments. I just wanted to make sure that I was ready for whatever kind of occurred or whatever happened in whatever scenario I was in. So I did mention that I was gonna have a video just showing what I carry typically with me, or what I will be carrying with me in my repair kit, just to make sure that I'm not putting myself out of contention if I am in a tournament or even just wanting to fish anywhere where I go. So with that being said, I'll just jump right into it with I guess pulling stuff out. First thing I'm saying is flashlight. Just obviously you fish day night, right? So have a flashlight with me, just something cheap but just works. Make sure, obviously, spare batteries as well. You'll see that later. Looks like I just have a extra line cutter in there. A couple Allen keys of varying sizes due to the various components that you need. I do not know the sizes of these, but just a smaller one. This actually fits. These actually fit the handle for the rudder steer. So that's kind of what that's for. This one I honestly forget. I think this is actually fits. I have a ram ball mount that goes into the sailing rudder, sailing mast hole in the front of the kayak. This actually controls that, so I have this with me just in case. The other thing that I have is this is the charging portion. So I have the female portion on my fish finder wiring, so I clip this in and stick this on the battery. This is just an extra one that I have. I have obviously an Allen wrench. Make sure you have the proper Allen wrench size, or not the Allen wrench, socket wrench. Make sure you have the proper size for your sockets. The other part that I carry with me is this. For those of you guys that don't know what this is, this is actually the lock for anything that you put in your trailer hitch. So if you don't have a trailer hitch, don't worry about it. But I highly recommend this. The main reason is, first of all, it locks your whatever you have on your hitch in place. Yes, if someone really wanted to, they could still bust this open and break it, but it's not going to be as easy as just pulling a pin to get your whatever's on your hitch out, right? So that's the first reason, security. Second thing is I guess stabilizing whatever's in your hitch, because a lot of you guys probably don't notice this already, and if you guys don't know already, a lot of things that you stick in your hitch, it actually is not 100% tight. So it kind of rattles when you're bumping around on bumpy roads or just whatever. It just wiggles and rattles. So this spring here is actually meant to keep it tight inside the hitch square, right? And when you tighten it down, it will actually prevent your whatever's on your hitch from rattling. And one of the things that bothers me the most is when things rattle on my head. It freaks me out. It makes me think that something's falling off my car, right? So I highly recommend that, a hitch lock, if you guys don't have it already. And there are some cheaper hitch locks that don't secure it. I recommend the ones with the spring that actually keeps it in place. It's worth a little bit extra cost there. Just have a regular wrench for that as well, but obviously the socket wrench is a lot easier to do. I do have one more wrench with me here, actually a couple more, but this one was actually one for my easy cart, or my easy wheels, beach wheels, wheel easy, I guess they call it. It was actually when I was replacing the hub. I converted my beach wheels actually into a Hobie wheel actually. There's, I don't think I recorded it, but yeah, you are able to convert just the standard beach wheels to a standard beach cart into a Hobie Hobie wheels by buying the bar and the necessary components. And I learned that you could replace the wheel hub, the axle portion, to make it all work. So if you guys don't know that, now you do. So if don't just go and buy the cart, you can just replace the components to it. So that's what this wrench is for, just in case I need it. This one is actually for changing my idling cable. You guys saw that. So I really like the ones that actually do have that part there, not just not just the solid part, but the one that actually is like a ratchet. Very convenient. I really like it, and it has the regular wrench on the other side. So I like to carry that with me there. Something else I carry. Always nice to have a Swiss Army knife, right? Maybe past the age of the Swiss Army knife, but has everything that you need. A little Phillips screwdriver, magnifying glass, knife, whatever else, scissors, whatever else. So I forget which one this is, but obviously, if you guys don't know, they make a variety of sets for various purposes. I have a nail punch just in case I need to knock out rivets. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, that in order to get the rivets out, you actually got to drill it and actually knock it with a nail punch. But I just carry that with me just in case. These actually just came off my Hobie wheels cart, but I actually just replaced it with the eyelets on the top. If you guys hadn't seen that, there's I think various people actually use it to have a quick bungee way of pulling up the wheels into the cart by just lifting it and adding the bungees. I converted it into that, so I'm going to be trying that more this year. I haven't really done it last year. I had an issue with it getting stuck, but I think it's the bungees that I have that is causing the problem. So hopefully I'll be able to try it out this year properly and make it work. Can't leave home without goop. Goop. It's good to seal stuff, not obviously around like a silicone, but when you're installing components, it's always nice to have goop, and it's an easy, quick repair, I guess, to seal stuff in so it's not leaking. Since my idling cable broke, I decided that I was going to get the chain assembly for the Mirage drive. If you guys don't realize, or if you guys saw my idling cable repair video, when I was tightening the idling cable, the backside was actually loose, and which was this cable here, the chain. That was already like, I was able to tighten it quite a bit, and a lot of the threads were actually exposed, just based on it being stretched out. I don't know if the wiring inside is starting to break apart, that's why it's so stretched, but I feel like this is going to break soon, so I actually got a spare. I did say it before, but I am going to order another idling cable just to have it with me as well, because for some reason, some people say once you start replacing it, you have to replace it fairly often. This is something that you get with your kayak when you buy it. Yeah, so just don't throw this away if you guys see this when you buy your kayak. It's actually for filling in little holes that you can plug in and making that adjustment. Alright? And then, so this is actually waterproof seals that you can pass wires through. I have this just for my waterproof box. I actually originally used it for a battery case that I had, but I've used this on my battery, I guess, case for my fish finder that I use down in Florida. Hopefully, or not fish finder, live well that I use down in Florida. And I've actually also added a switch, but yeah, this is one of the components I use to waterproof any wire pass-throughs that I have in any case that I have. I have just some spare of those. And obviously need wire strippers for any wiring needs. I got extra ones of these pull tabs for your reverse switch, switching your fins. It is actually a lot more beefed up now on the version 2. For those of you that don't know, the version 1s were a lot more fragile, I guess you could say. I have not busted the version 2 ones yet since I've replaced it. And I know that I replaced my turbo fins later, which is actually where these came from with that. But The version one snaps, and I was actually one of the, I guess at the shop that I got it from. I was actually one of the last ones that was actually able to get it under warranty because it was a defect or something that happened quite often. So they actually were able to send me some new ones, um, some new ones under warranty, and I didn't have to buy it. So this is actually the second set. This is actually the old set I took off for the one that didn't break yet, but the other one obviously broke. So this is actually the leg of it. So keep this with me just in case. Never know when you'll need it. So have that. I did tell myself that I was going to do a little bit more maintenance this year on my kayak. So this is the lubricants that you need. There's the little squirt tube for your small, hard to reach places, and then obviously the spray for like your chain and whatever else. So it wasn't a little bit on the pricey side, but heck, I think I mentioned it before, but you gotta pay to keep things running smooth. So just got some extra wires for any electrical needs. The only thing that broke was actually my handle for my kayak on the front. I just bought some knockoffs. I don't know if I'll regret it or not. It looks kind of cheap, to be honest. But I bought these, and yeah, I don't know how these are gonna work. I took them out, but I didn't really like the shape of it, so I might actually end up buying a very expensive Hobie handle, but we'll see. Right now, I actually just retied the old one, and hopefully that holds up. Some extra things is handle. I actually need to replace that. Still have not replaced it, but the rubber on the handle is all torn up. But I gotta replace it. Still, the old one's still working, but yeah, I gotta replace it to the better one. And then obviously the rudder pin. I totally forgot that there was a spare one in my rear hatch, and I broke this, or somebody else did, but it broke. But yeah, so now I actually have two extra. I bought two at the time that I replaced it just as a backup, but again, I forgot that there was one in the rear hatch. So for those of you that know, the rear hatch actually has a spare rudder in it when you buy your kayak. So I don't know about the new ones, but at least up until mine, which is a 2017, or 2018 actually, they still have it too. The original scupper plugs still have that. I mean, I rarely use it, to be honest. Some flags for rear markers. I got some extra of the battery plugs, the male and the female, the waterproof plugs, just in case. Always carry paracord with me. You never know when you need to tie stuff down or secure something a little more. So have that. Doesn't hurt to have needle nose whenever. I always carry that. And I carry a little bit more robust one here. I actually like these. I bought this when I was making my own wire rigs for bottom fishing, but I like this because it actually has a spring hinge where it actually pops out on its own. It actually saves you a lot of energy trying to pull this apart for those that when you're working using it a lot, it actually reduces the strain on your wrists or your fingers a lot. And then, actually, the last but not least is just extra plugs. Just terminal ends for wiring. There's various sizes. Some waterproof wire ties. And that's actually a switch. Once again, I made that new battery box for my live well. And so that was just an extra switch just in case. But, yeah, and then this is just some extra nuts and bolts that I carry just in case. Some extra batteries, some nuts, rivets, and tie-down eyes for your kayak. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the fun of it. I mean, that's pretty much what I got. Nothing special, and probably some of you guys, or a lot of you guys probably won't care, but heck, at least one of you might want to know what I carry. So I'm just showing you. Like I said, I'm just trying to be prepared for whatever might happen, especially when you need it right there and then. You don't have access to anything else. It's always nice to have. Now, one thing that I'll probably add in here, just in case, is maybe a small hammer of some sort. I mentioned I might get another idling cable, and the other thing that I might actually add to this, and I'm hoping to add to this, is actually some extra um, rudder cables to have that as a backup just in case. Because, like I said, my kayak now is 4 years, going on 5 years old now. So that those are probably gonna go soon. I do have um, some wear on the rear side right by the rudder, so I feel like it is gonna pop soon. But yeah, I wanted to have that ready to go. So that's probably something that I'm gonna be adding in the future. But yeah, that's about it, guys. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I mentioned some things, some DIYs that I've done. So if you guys want to see some of that, I can show you that. Um, but yeah, if you have any questions, comment below. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll try to get it on video for you guys. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching, and looking forward to a great season this year. I know I keep saying that, but I'm getting a little antsy to get back on the water because I haven't been able to do much this year due to, as I mentioned, some ongoing health stuff. But other than that, I will hopefully catch you guys on the water somewhere. Tight lines.